Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Cavalier Field. Justin Hergert alongside as we get ready for game two, actually, no, rather game three of the Rocky Mountain League contest between your Dodge City A's and the Hayes Larks. The A's look to move ahead in the series as they're currently 1-1 in league play against these Larks. And they are 3-4 on the season overall. Game 8 coming up after this. We'll step aside for the national anthem, and we'll have first pitch coming up shortly after the top of the hour. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. 2 away quickly here for the Hayes Larks as we are into the top of the first, and we are playing ball at Cavalier Field in Dodge City. An 11-game homestand coming up for your Dodge City A's. So Thomas Lissy steps in. Lane Sparks went down. He got caught swinging, and then Trent Baker flew out into center field. So 2 away for the Larks. Lissy takes the first pitch. He sees it's a called strike. And that evens a count at 1 apiece as that pitch is misfired. Aiden Ruiz gets the start on the mound tonight for the Dodge City A's. Of course, Ruiz, the local Spearville product. That pitch misses low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Lissy. 2 away for the Larks. Called strike. Currently 82, feels like 83 in Dodge City as the pitch freezes Lissy, and he'll go down looking. The Larks go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first, and we're headed to the bottom of the first. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Edward Gregory leads off in the bottom of the first and gets the double on the first pitch that he sees. A gapper out into the left center gap. So that brings in Jacoby Radcliffe. The A's mixing it up a little bit tonight. Radcliffe had been a staple up in the top of the lineup. Not doing that tonight, as Radcliffe will take A pitch. It is strike number 1. Radcliffe attempts to lay down the butt. It goes foul. Count evens itself at 1 apiece. Nick Gray getting the start on the mound tonight for the Hayes Larks. Gray, the right-handed pitcher from Angelo State, comes from Forney, Texas, completed his junior season. This will be the first action that he has seen against the Dodge City A's. Gray working from about the middle of the rubber. Long look back at second. The pitch in is called strike on the inner half of the plate. Has Radcliffe down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like I said earlier, the A's 3-4 on the season after falling to the Kansas Cannons the other night. Grounded to the first baseman. They'll flip to the pitcher Gray for the out. It moves Gregory over to third. 1 away for the A's. So that'll bring in Matty Perez. Perez, a staple in the Florida A&M lineup throughout the season. Played in multiple games as a true freshman. First pitch he sees from Gray is a strike right on the edge, and he's quickly down in the count 0-1. Pitch high and inside gets Perez to scamper back, and it evens the count at 1 apiece. The A's, they beat these Larks on Sunday evening here at Cavalier Field. That win evened them in league play at 1-1. The A's won that game 10-3. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Perez. Perez moving up 1 spot in the lineup. He hit in the cleanup spot the other night. It was the DH against the Kansas Cannons. Fouls that one off and evens a count at 2 apiece. Matt Perez in that game against the Cannons, again, he hit in the cleanup. It was a DH, so getting the half night off. Had 3 hits and a walk and a strikeout. Perez swings and misses over that one, so he'll go down on strikes. 2 away for the A's. That brings in Isaiah Velasco. Velasco, as we've said it before, one of the returners to the A's. It's been a lot of years since we've had this many returners come back for a second season. There's been one here and there, but this year the A's have multiple. The pitch, high and outside for ball number 1. Velasco hit in the leadoff spot on Monday against the Cannons. Had a double and a single and a walk to his name. Around a couple of flyouts. 2 balls and no strikes account to Velasco. Or Velazio, as they kept saying the other night at the Cannons. Pitch catches the lower part of the zone, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The A's, they have a 5-game homestand here to start this. Tonight against the Larks, and then we welcome the Colorado Rough Riders for 4 games starting tomorrow. So we'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 4 games against the Rough Riders as the pitch gets away from the catcher. That'll score the run. The A's take an early 1-0 lead. We'll go back to work. Gray set and will deliver. It's a swing and a miss. That runs the count full. Payoff pitch from Nick Gray is a miss on the outside, and that will put a runner on. It was the free passes that doomed the A's Monday night against the Kansas Cannons. We'll talk about that here after a while, but it was not a good day on the mound for the A's pitching staff. So that brings in the DH, Ryan Buckley. Buckley hitting in the 5-hole tonight for the Dodge City A's. Buckley, another one of those multiple returners coming back. Buckley also one of several members coming to the A's from Lake Erie College as well. Pitch missing for ball number 1. Larks tonight with a solid blue core jersey. They have their numbers on the back in white, outlined in red, it looks like. Throw down to second. The tag is applied. Mason Hamlin making the tag on the slide, and that will end the inning. So we will return back with Buckley having an at-bat when we come into the bottom of the second. Meanwhile, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Larks when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Jackson Babcock leads off in the second to face Aiden Ruiz. I'll take the first pitch he sees for strike number 1. So as we were saying in the top of the first, or bottom of the last inning, that pitch is called strike. The Larks with their blue core uniforms, white numerals or numbers on the back outlined in red. They have the American flag on their left shoulder. Almost like a stars and stripes design on their sides as well. They say Larks on the front with their numbers, white outlined in red as well, countering with the gray pants. The A's with their white pants, yellow jerseys, A's on the front, and then numbers on the back, green outlined in white. The pitch inside is ball number 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Babcock. Send one. It gets past Colbreth at first, so that'll put the leadoff on for the Larks. Brings up Dylan LaRue. LaRue in multiple positions in the last game on Sunday. Of course, the Larks having to make some changes after the injury to their catcher. LaRue, one of those, he was in the outfield, came in and took over the catching duties to finish that ball game. So LaRue, the first pitch he sees is called strike. lined right back at the second baseman, and the throw to first, it is bobbled, so getting back safely. Brings in Tabor Stokes. Stokes has been a staple in the lineup for the Hayes Larks. Also a member that has a returner. A little bit of a different look for the Larks tonight. A couple of different people in the lineup. Throw over to first, not in time. So the Larks lineup looks like this. It is Sparks, Baker, Lissy, Babcock, LaRue, Stokes, Hamlin, Reed, and Kreitzer. Of course, Hamlin and Kreitzer are two that have not played against the A's at this point. Ruiz misses low for ball number 1. Defensive alignment for your Dodge City A's. From left to right in the outfield, it is Isaiah Velasco, Jacoby Radcliffe, and Paxton Huff. Third to first across the infield, Matt Perez, Edward Gregory Jr., Kane Carlos, and Cade Colbreth. Kevin Hammond behind the plate, and Aiden Ruiz completes the battery for your Dodge City A's. And Stokes will send a fly ball out into shallow right center field, and digging for third, and will get there, is Babcock. So back-to-back hits, and that puts runners on the corners for the Larks. Brings in Mason Hamlin. Of course, Hamlin, one of those that has not played against the A's yet. So Mason Hamlin has played his junior season at Oklahoma. Comes from Falcon, Colorado. Takes the first pitch. It is in for ball number 1. Stokes getting a lead off at first. Ruiz delivers a strike on the outer half to even the count at 1 apiece. So the A's are playing their final game at Cavalier against the Larks. The final 2 games of the series are scheduled to be played in Hayes. One later in the month, and the A's will wrap up the regular season on the road in Hayes later in July. The pitch was fouled off by Hamlin, down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing out of the south here at Cavalier Field, and we all know that that means that Cavalier can turn into a launching pad. The pitch framed high for ball number 2. Cavalier Field oriented from south to north. So center field faces straight north. A swing and a miss by Hamlin, and that is out number 2. So 2 on and 2 away. That brings in C.J. Reed. Reed had been a staple in the top of the lineup in the previous games against the A's, moving down towards the bottom. Hitting in the 8 hole here. Reed takes the first pitch, called strike. Ruiz delivers on the outer edge again, and down in the count, 0-2 is Reed. Ruiz steps on the third base side of the rubber, comes set, takes a look over at first. Kicks and fires, it's ball outside, and Stokes takes off and will easily take second. We'll just call that one. One ball and 2 strikes after Kevin Hammond goes out and has a quick conversation with Ruiz. Babcock at third, Stokes at second now for the Larks. The A's would love to get out of the inning with no damage done, as Ruiz yanks one outside, and it's deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning as Reed strikes out swinging, and we're headed to the bottom of the second. The A's hang a 0 for the second time. It'll be Buckley, Colbreth, and Carlos due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Ryan Buckley leads off after the Hayes Larks make a few changes. Buckley grounds out, and that will be out number 1. So C.J. Reed moving to third, and Lorenzo Rios taking over in right field. Colbreth sends one. It's foul up the first baseline. Down the count, 0-1, one away for the Dodge City A's. Gray delivers that one. It's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Cade Colbreth. He'll swing, comes up empty, evens a count at 2 apiece. A's trying to move ahead in the league standings and move 1 game ahead of these Hayes Larks. Currently tied 1 game apiece, and that pitch will be a drop third strike. They'll throw down to first to complete the out, 2 away. Kane Carlos stepping up to face Nick Gray for the first time. Carlos takes a strike. It's a little bit low, but in the zone right over the plate for ball number one. Rather, strike one, sorry. Winds out of the south about 15 mile an hour or so. Carlos sends that one. It's a high fly ball. It's headed out into center field. Taking a few steps back is Sparks. That will end the inning. The A's go quietly, and we're headed to the top of the third. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Oh, we've worked our way into the top of the third. Brady Kreitzer leads off against the Spareville product and Coffeyville Community College commit Aiden Ruiz, and it is a 1-1 count. As Kreitzer comes up empty, it's 9-1-2 due up for the Larks here in the top of the third. Ruiz delivers just a bit outside, and Hammond there to haul it in. 2-1 pitch from Ruiz. Chopped, grounded to the shortstop Gregory. Throw to first in time, out number one. So that returns us back to the top of the order. It is Lane Sparks who got caught swinging his last time up. Sparks in the game on Sunday night, the leadoff hitter there, had 2 walks, and that was the only offense that he generated for the Larks in that ball game. First pitch in for ball number one. Ruiz delivers, and it's a strike on the outer half. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 away for the Larks. Sparks swings again, and Ruiz showing he can throw strikes here. Something that the A's pitching staff has desperately needed. That pitch is grounded to the second baseman Carlos. The throw to first, not in time, so it'll be an E4. That brings in Trent Baker. Baker flew out his last time up. Baker in the game on Sunday evening as the 2-hole hitter. He played right, left, and pitcher. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Baker, a fielder's choice and a double. Pitch down low. Evens a count at 1 apiece. The A's lead at 1-0. It was the wild pitch that scored the run in the bottom of the first for the Dodge City A's. Other than that, there's not been much. Grounded to the second baseman Kane, throw to first for the double play, and that will end the inning as Kane stepped on it himself, makes the throw to first, and the double play ends it. We're headed to the bottom of the third. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Get a hamburger. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to the bottom of the fourth inning. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We should be back online now and ready to go. It is Matt Perez leading off. We have a tie ball game at 1 apiece after the catcher, Dylan LaRue, sends one over the left field wall. First pitch that Perez sees, it's grounded to the second baseman and out number 1. So So that'll bring in Isaiah Velasco. Velasco walked on his last time up. Isaiah hitting .217 on the season so far for the Dodge City A's. Nick Gray still on the mound for the Larks, out for his fourth inning of work, delivers ball one to Velasco. Pitch down low, and you can actually see it as it skimmed the turf. You'd see the dust fly. 2 balls and no strikes account for Velasco. It is a tie ball game. The A's won in the first, and the Larks answering back with one in the top of the fourth. The pitch misses low to Velasco. It's 3 balls and no strikes. A's trying to get back in the win column after they fell to the Kansas Cannons on Monday evening. That game 12-8. Pitch misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk from Gray, and that'll put Velasco on. One away for the Dodge City A's. That brings up Ryan Buckley. Buckley 0 for 1. He grounded out his last time up. Buckley's batting .364 on the season for the Dodge City A's. So we'll go to work with 1 on and 1 away, and Ryan Buckley stepping up to the plate for his second at-bat of the night. Gray working from the middle of the rubber, and he'll deliver. It's swung on and missed. Buckley down in the count, 0-1. Gray takes a look over at first. Velasco a small lead off the bag, not much. The pitch swung on, a jam shot inside. Down in the count, 0-2 is Buckley. Ball one from Gray. By my count, I see 17 walks were issued by the A's pitching staff Monday evening, along with, I believe it was 3 hit batters. A 2-2 count. Pitch from Gray, called strike 3, and that froze Buckley. Is out number 2, brings in Cade Colbreth. Colbreth 0 for 1, was involved in a drop third strike his last time up. Colbreth batting .080 on the season. Pitch is inside for ball number 1. There is work down in the Larks bullpen. Nick Gray has thrown 53 pitches already in the ball game. That pitch is swung on. It's missed, and that will even the count at 1 apiece. Pitch called strike on the outer edge. Has Colbreth down in the count, 1-2. The pitcher in the bullpen for the Larks looks to be Adrian Nahar. Nahar pitched against the A's. Colbreth will send that one. It's going to get down in the right center gap. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Coming home to score is Velasco, and it is a stand-up double for Cade Colbreth. So Colbreth and Velasco trade places, and that'll bring in Kane Carlos. Carlos flew out his last time up. Carlos batting .200 on the season so far. So the A's answer back. They lead this ball game 2-1. 2 runs on 2 hits and an error for your Dodge City A's. It is 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Hayes Larks. First pitch to Carlos misses high for ball number 1. Clouds have cleared out here and sun out. It's a nice evening at the ballpark for some Dodge City A's baseball. 1-0, a big swing and a miss does Carlos, and that will even the count at 1 apiece. There's 2 away, so the A's trying to get some 2-out magic going. They already have 1 run in. Trying to see if they can get more. Ooh, scooting back. Carlos thought it might have grazed him, but nope. High ball 2. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 away for the A's. Worked our way into the bottom of the 4th. High and inside again from Gray, and that moves the count to 3-1. Gray now at 60 pitches. 33 have been in for strikes. A 3-1 delivery as he comes set. Colbreth gets a lead off of second. Delivers low, and it is ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk to King Carlos, and that'll bring in Kevin Hammond. Hammond got caught looking his last time up, and here comes pitching coach for the Larks. It is Keith Harper. So before Kevin Hammond can get his at bat in, let's take this opportunity. Let's go ahead and thank our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, the Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Lewis Automotive Group, and Curbs Law Office, LLC. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, it appears that the Larks are going to go ahead and make the pitching change. And they're going to go to Adrian Nahar. We'll tell you about him when we come back. We're going to step aside. After this, we'll come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Well, the Larks made the call to the bullpen and bring in Adrian Nahar. Pitched 2 innings against the A's the other night, allowing 1 hit on 1 run and striking out 1. Kevin Hammond at the plate for the A's, a 1-1 count after he fouls that one off. Two runners on and 2 away for the A's. Larks the first to make the call. Pitch is fouled off again. Hammond down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So on Sunday evening in the 10-3 loss, Nahar was the second pitcher out of, or first pitcher out of the pen against the Dodge City A's. Hammond takes that one. It's ball 2, and deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. The second appearance against the Dodge City A's for Nahar. Deuces wild, and it is inside. It will graze Hammond, and that loads the bases. So that'll bring up Paxton Huff. Huff went down swinging his last time up, and the A's will send looks like the A's are going to send a courtesy runner down to first base for the catcher Hammond. Will be Edwin Silverio taking the courtesy running tonight for the Dodge City A's. The Rocky Mountain League plays with that rule to allow the catcher to go back to the dugout and get ready to get his gear on and get ready for the next inning. So the courtesy runner rule in effect here, and that will be ball number 1 issued to Paxton Huff. Huff got caught swinging his last time up. Huff, batting 154 on the season, takes that pitch for strike 1. It's a called strike. Bases loaded. Colbreth at third, Carlos at second, and now Silverio at first. Pitch swung on and missed by Huff, and he's down in the count 1-2. The A's have driven 1 run in here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-1 ball game. The pitch, it'll be called strike 3, and that will end the inning. The A's leave them loaded. An unfortunate situation. We're headed to the top of the 5th, 2-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. welcome back into Cavalier Field. Top of the 5th inning. It is 2-1 A's. It is Mason Hamlin leading off. Hamlin got caught swinging his last time up. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Larks here in the inning, and it's called strike one to Hamlin. Aiden Ruiz on the mound for his 5th inning of work for the Dodge City A's. One of the longest starts that the A's have got out of a starter this season. 1-1 the count. Ruiz steps off. Grounded, fielded by Perez. A throw to first in time for out number 1. An athletic play by Perez to chase that one down on the infield. The throw to first, a beautiful throw, and one away. So that brings in C.J. Reed. Reed went down swinging his last time up. Reed swings at the first pitch he sees, grounded to Carlos, throw to first in time, and now quickly 2 away. Ruiz was 64 pitches in the ball game. 43 have been in for strikes. No work in the Dodge City A's bullpen, and rightfully so. Ruiz dealing strikes and deals the first strike to Brady Kreitzer. He grounded out his last time up. Pitch, that one misses a little bit inside. Evens a count at 1 apiece. 2 away for the Larks. They scored their 1 run back in the 4th. It was a solo shot over the left field wall by the catcher LaRue. The pitch gets away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch from Ruiz. Chopped foul. It goes up the third base line. Evens a count at 2 apiece. So deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. Ruiz kicks and fires, grounded to the shortstop Gregory. The throw to first, picked out by Colbreth, and that is out number 3. The Larks go down 1-2-3, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, the play was called safe after reviewing and after talking it over, so we have a runner on, and a 1-0 count to Lane Sparks. Sparks is 0 for 2. Got on an error his last time up. The pitch inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 delivery is fouled off. It'll go off to our left. Count 2-1. Called strike 2. It catches the inner half of the plate. Evens the count at 2 apiece. 2 away for the Larks. We've resumed it back into the top of the 5th after the last call was overturned. And the 2-2 delivery coming up. It is a line drive right back at the second baseman, Carlos. He'll snag it. That is now the final out of the inning. And now we're really headed to the bottom of the 5th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Leading off in the bottom of the 5th, it is Edward Gregory Jr., a double and a walk. It's him 1 for 1 in the ball game. Gregory batting .263 on the season for the A's. That pitch in, called strike, has him down in the count 0-1. Nahar out for his now second inning of work after he came in to take over for Nick Gray. 1-1 the count to Huff. Two balls and 2 strikes. That pitch is fouled off and the count remains 2-2. Ooh, another high and inside pitch to Gregory, but the count runs full. Payoff pitch coming from Nahar. Adrian Nahar, he'll step, has his right foot on about the middle of the rubber. The payoff pitch inside, it's ball 4. It might have actually hit Gregory as well. There was no indication that it did. So the payoff pitch will go as a walk, and that puts a runner on with nobody out. Brings in Jacoby Radcliffe. Radcliffe is 0 for 2. He flew out his last time up. Radcliffe batting .174 on the season. Gregory gets a lead off at first, a throw back not in time. Pitch inside, called strike. Stealing second is Gregory. Coming into tonight, the A's had 27 stolen bases on the season. We'll add another one there for Edward Gregory Jr. as that pitch misses low. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. A ground out and a fly out the night at the plate tonight for Jacoby Radcliffe. He'll ground that one at the second baseman, Hamlin. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. It moves Gregory over to third, so another run just 90 feet away. The A's well, they left them loaded in the bottom of the 4th. So Matt Perez at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Grounded out his last time up. Takes first pitch for ball number 1. Perez batting .500, tied for first place in the team in batting average. Perez grounds out when it's a gapper out into left center field. That on RBI single to put the A's ahead 3-1. That'll bring in Isaiah Velasco with 1 out and 1 on. Velasco's batting .217 on the season. He's 0 for on the night. Officially does not have an at-bat. He's walked on both times he's been at the plate. First pitch he sees, it will be low for ball number 1. So the A's have scored 1 in the first, 1 in the 4th, and so far 1 in the 5th as Velasco comes up at that offering, comes up empty with that offering. 1 ball and 1 strike. One delivery coming from Nahar. It's inside. It's a ball. And the throw down to first, or second rather, was short and not in time, and that puts another stolen base in the scorebook for the A's. So a runner on second. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Isaiah Velasco. He'll take his stance in the box. Nahar comes set. Oh, Velasco comes up empty with the offering. Evens a count at 2 apiece. Velasco might have been swinging for the fences because he went down on 1 knee as well. Two is a called strike 3, and that will send Velasco back to the dugout. He's caught looking, and it's 2 away. So that brings in Ryan Buckley. Buckley's 0 for 2. He got caught looking his last time up. He'll foul that pitch off down in the count 0-1. Buckley batting .364 on the season. The A's working their 3rd trip through the batting order. A's leading this game 3-1. Looking to win game number 2 in Rocky Mountain Place. Sends that one right back up the middle. Bounces off the mound, and that will bring a run in. It is an RBI single for Ryan Buckley. So that brings in Cade Colbreth. Colbreth is 1 for 2 in the ball game. The A's lead at 4-1. Colbreth doubled his last time up. First pitch he sees is fouled off. It goes over the party pavilion and out into the fields for strike number 1. I want to say that there might actually be a youth soccer team over there. There's a grass soccer complex off to our left. Just an open field off to the right. The 0-1 delivery from Nahar is in, called strike, and has Colbreth down in the count 0-2. Shadows are beginning to creep their way across the outfield. The big shadow out in the outfield, of course, coming from the scoreboard, as the sun begins the process of starting to set here at Cavalier Field. Colbreth, a fly ball, but caught and pulled down by the second baseman Hamlin. That will end the inning. The A's strand 1. They score 2. Lead at 4-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Trent Baker leads off for the Larks and grounds out to Matt Perez for out number 1. Brings in Lorenzo Rios. Does a bunt. It's rolling up the line. It was going to be a hard play for Carlos. He was ranging on it. So an infield single for Rios. Jackson Babcock now up. He's 1 for 2. Struck out swinging his last time up. We've worked our way into the top of the 6th, and Aiden Ruiz on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Grounds that one. It's headed out into the right field area, and that will put 2 on with 1 away. Brings up the catcher, Dylan LaRue. LaRue, the one that hit the home run over the left field wall his last time up. And here comes Coach McCollum. He wants to have a conversation with his infield. This might be one of those instances where Coach McCollum wanting to have a conversation about pitch sequence, as the Larks are starting to figure out a few things and they're starting to see pitches better coming from Ruiz. So we'll go back to work. 1 out and 2 on for the catcher LaRue. Definitely have to be aware of the double play ball here as well. The A's trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. They've held the Larks to just 1 run, and that was the solo shot over the left field wall back in the 4th inning. Pitch into LaRue for strike number 1. The pitch grounded foul to the third base side and has LaRue down in the count 0-2. The Larks have stranded 3 so far in the ball game. The A's have stranded 5. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the A's. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Larks. Pitch misses a little bit outside and moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. A's will be back in action right here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. first pitch, as they start a 4-game series against the Colorado Rough Riders. LaRue comes up empty on that swing, and that's 2 away for the Larks. Brings up Tabor Stokes. Stokes is 1 for 2. He flew out his last time up. One ball and 1 strike to count for Stokes. That last pitch was fouled out of play to the right. Ruiz delivers a strike right down the middle, and Stokes knew it. He's down in the count 1-2. One-two delivery. Ruiz takes a look back, kicks, fires. It's outside. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. And a big 2-2 delivery here. Rios at second, Babcock at first for the Larks. 2-2 is grounded. It's cut off by Gregory. Actually creams out, and that will score a run. So that puts runners on second and third. Pitch is called strike 2, Hamlin. 0-1 the count. Hamlin grounded out his last time up. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. So the Larks answer back. They've scored 1. They trail 4-2. It's a pitch. It will miss outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the count. No work in the Dodge City A's bullpen. There's actually no work in the Larks bullpen either. This count runs to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch for Ruiz. Called strike on the outer edge. The count runs full. So a payoff pitch coming here. See what Ruiz can do. Aiden Ruiz has thrown 92 pitches for the Dodge City A's in this start. 61 have been in for strikes. The payoff pitch, it's grounded to the second baseman, Carlos. They'll make the throw to first. It's in time. The Hayes Larks strand 2 more. They score a run, and we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 4-2 ball game. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Caden Carlos set to lead off for the Dodge City A's as we've worked our way into the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 4-2 ball game, and Adrian Nahar back on the mound for the Larks. Delivers a strike on the inner edge and has Carlos down in the count 0-1. Carlos takes that pitch left a little bit high. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Tight inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to the second baseman, Caden Carlos. Light starting to come on here at Cavalier Field as that pitch is lined right back at the pitcher Nahar for out number 1. Brings in Kevin Hammond. Hammond was hit by pitch his last time up. It's 0-1 in the ball game. Pitch is inside for strike number 1. Hammond shows bunt, sends it foul, and he's down in the count 0-2. The A's try to play the small ball. Looking for opportunities here is the Larks with 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The A's with 4 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Pitch fouled off. The arm guard coming off, and Hammond will throw it back at the dugout. Nahar delivers. It's an inside jam shot that will go foul and over to the clubhouse. Of course, the clubhouse just built a few years ago, shared by the DC3 Conquistadors and the Dodge City A's. A little jam shot and sliding down, pulling it down is Tabor Stokes, and that is 2 away. So that brings in Paxton Huff. Huff is over 2, has struck out both times he's been at the plate. So we'll go to work with 2 away and nobody on for the A's, and they're completing their 3rd trip through the batting order. Huff takes a low, strike 1. And just like the game on Sunday night, there are a few kids out by the statue. Huff sends that one. It's a grounder through the gap on the left side, and that has a runner on. So that'll bring in Edward Gregory Jr. back at the top of the order, 1 for 1, a double and 2 walks in the ball game. Edward Gregory has scored 7 runs on 5 hits on the season for the Dodge City A's. First pitch in for strike number 1. Checks his swing, called strike. Down in the count, 0-2 is Gregory. Nahar set, takes a throw back to first. Doesn't roll far enough away, and Paxton Huff might have jammed his Achilles maybe. Maybe his hand, actually. He's holding his left hand just inside the infield grass, and he'll shake it off. We'll go back to work. The count 0-2 to Edward Gregory Jr. Looks like the A's might be getting ready to send Amari McGowan to the mound, or to the bullpen. That pitch was ball number 1, and stealing the base is Huff. One-two pitch. Huff getting his lead off of second. Swung on and missed, and that will do it for the inning. The A's strand 1. And we are headed to the top of the 7th. It's 4-2 A's. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Aiden, excuse me. Aiden Ruiz goes out for his now 7th inning of work, his second or his longest appearance now, as he says, let's slow it down. 1 ball and no strike that counts to CJ Reed, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game, as Reed grounds that one to the shortstop Gregory, and the throw to first is in time, and now out number 1. Ruiz has thrown 95 pitches. 63 of them have been strikes. That brings in Brady Kreitzer. Kreitzer 1 for 2, singled his last time up. This is the second start for Aiden Ruiz as Kreitzer shows bunt, pulls it back, takes it 4 ball, 1 low. Ruiz got the start back on June the 3rd against the Liberal BJs. He went 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 run. It was an earned run as well as that pitch in for a called strike. Walked 4 and struck out 7 in that outing. Big swing and a miss by Kreitzer, and down in the count 1-2. The pitch misses outside, makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seven strikeouts in the game so far for Ruiz. Ties his game against the Liberal BJs. Count runs full. See the payoff pitch here. Ruiz kicks and fires in. It's chopped foul and will do it over. Another pitcher down in the bullpen for the Larks. And missing to put the leadoff runner aboard. Brings in Lane Sparks. He's 0 for 3. Hit a line drive out his last time up. That right back at the second baseman, Carlos. Appears that Julio Ramos is in the bullpen for the Larks as Sparks takes strike number 1. Mari McGowan in the pen for the Dodge City A's. Runner goes, and the throw down to second is a strike. So Hammond gets 1 out, and the leadoff walk has been erased. I believe it was ball 1 to Sparks. Nope, strike 2. Sparks sends that one fielded by Perez. Throw to first in time, and now that will end the inning. As that will send us to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time in Dodge City. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. The Larks make the call to the bullpen and go to Julio Ramos. Ramos last pitched against the A's on June the 7th. That game here at Cavalier Field that game was at Hayes, and that was the 13-3 run rule. Ramos went 1 inning, striking out 2 in that contest. Ramos also pitched on June the 4th. He went 2 innings, allowing 1 run and 1 hit, and striking out 2 in that one. So we will go to work. It is Jacoby Radcliffe leading off for the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. Radcliffe is 0 for 3, takes first pitch for ball number 1. Called strike. Evens the count at 1 apiece to Radcliffe. Radcliffe, with 4 hits, has scored 8 runs on the season. Pitch was a called strike. Down in the count, 1-2. Ramos deals and gets a strikeout of Radcliffe. 1 away for the Dodge City A's. So that brings in Matt Perez. Perez is 1 for 3 on the night. Singled the last time he was up. Matt Perez with 3 runs on 5 hits so far this season for the A's. The pitch misses high. It's ball 1. You have to think that the A's will be making a pitching change as we go to the top of the 8th here shortly. That pitch misses to Perez. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ramos kicks and fires. Perez grounds it. It's fielded by Stokes, and the throw to first in time. Out number 2. Brings in Isaiah Velasco. Velasco's 0 for 1. Got caught looking at the plate his last time up. Velasco, 6 runs on 5 hits on the season for the Dodge City A's. First pitch he sees from Ramos misses outside for ball 1. Few clouds setting in to the north and west. Still a nice night at the ballpark as Velasco sends that one fouling back to the A's dugout to even the count at 1 apiece. 2 away with nobody on, and the A's working their 4th trip through the batting order. Wind still decent out of the south here at Cavalier Field, and pitch is inside and low for ball 2. Honestly, a little bit surprised that we haven't seen more go over the wall here tonight, given the wind. Pitches behind the back, and sucking in his gluteus maximus was Velasco. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 delivery. Velasco sends it foul. The count runs full. Payoff pitch here with 2 away for Ramos. He'll take a step off. Gets a good grip on the ball, and he'll step on. Working from the first base side of the rubber. The payoff is swung on and missed, and that will end the inning as the A's go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. Let's take this opportunity. We'll thank our home run sponsors, Cargill Meat Solutions, Lauren Dahl, I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar LLC, Parker Haskins Insurance Incorporated, TCBP LLC Jimmy John's, the Victory Electric Cooperative Association Incorporated, who is also our game night sponsor tonight, and Forgone Financial LLC, Coke Fertilizer, Deriva Energy, Rabine Brothers, United Wireless Communications Incorporated, and Dodge City Kenworth. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. The A's make the call to the bullpen, and it is Amari McGowan getting the start, or getting the call to take over the mound. He will face Trent Baker, who is 0 for 3, grounded out his last time up. Back-to-back misses and has a 2-0 count, does Baker. McGowan working from the first base side of the rubber. He fires one out into right field. It will be a leadoff single for Baker, and the Larks have their leadoff runner aboard. This is the second time in the ball game that the Larks have had their leadoff aboard. Brings in Lorenzo Rios. He singled his last time up, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Rios sends one. It's a line drive right back at Colbreth, and it will double off Baker. And just like that, the Larks have 2 away. Baker not happy with it. Oh, well, that's baseball. 2 away for the Hayes Larks. So that brings in Jackson Babcock. So, well, getting the leadoff runner on, that got erased, and now Babcock 2 for 3 has singled 2 times but struck out once and takes the first pitch for ball number 1. One 0 pitch. Is fouled off to even the count at 1 apiece. McGowan made a 1-inning appearance against these Larks back on June the 7th, allowing 1 hit, 3 runs, walked 1. That pitch is sent out to the right field wall, and it is over and gone. And it is the long ball that is propelling the Hayes Larks offense here tonight. So with 2 away, and how important now was that line drive double play at first base? That very well could have been a 3-run shot to give the Larks a lead. Instead, it's a 1-run shot, and they trail it 4-3. Brings in the catcher Dylan LaRue, who home runned back in the 4th. It sent over the left field wall. LaRue takes a big swing and a miss down in the count 0-1. LaRue struck out his last time up. So this is just the second appearance for McGowan. He will hit the batter LaRue. So a hit by pitch, and that brings in Tabor Stokes. Stokes is 2 for 3, is singled in the flyout. Worked our way into the top of the 8th. It's a 4-3 ball game. The Larks 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and now 1 in the 8th. And the pitch is in for strike 1 to Stokes. The A's 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. That has been the offense here tonight. It is a 4-3 ball game, a much more traditional feeling ball game than some of the more recent games that the A's have been in. 1-1 pitch coming from McGowan, throws over to first, not in time. The defensive alignment remains the same for the Dodge City A's. Velasco, Radcliffe, and Huff left to right in the outfield. Perez, Gregory Jr., Carlos, and Colbreth third to first across the infield. Hammond behind the plate, and now Amari McGowan on the mound. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off. Is Deuces Wild. The 2-2 pitch misses outside. The count runs full. Big payoff pitch here with 2 away for the Larks. McGowan looking in, has his sign, he'll come set. The payoff pitch yanked outside, and it's ball 4. LaRue makes a big round around second, but holds up, and that puts runners on first and second with 2 away. Brings in Mason Hamlin. Hamlin's 0 for 3, grounded out the last time he was up. We're going to have a quick mound visit. Here comes assistant coach Allen. Going to have a quick conversation between Hammond, Allen, and McGowan. So we'll go back to work after that mound visit is over. Hamlin steps in, grounding out his last time up. The pitch misses high, and it's ball 1. Working the Dodge City A's bullpen again. That pitch is shot out into center field, and that'll score a run. And the Larks have tied it up here in the top of the 8th. So that brings in C.J. Reed. Reed down in the count, 0-1. Caden Stewart in the pen, and the throw down to second on the double steal is not in time, and it is strike 2 to Reed. Both runners now in scoring position. It is a tie ball game. So it will now be an officially a no decision for Aiden Ruiz. And a fly ball hit out into left field. It'll be pulled down by Velasco. The Larks strand 2. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier. It is a 4-4 ball game. Take this opportunity to thank our triple sponsors, Conant Construction LLC, Wild Pines Washes Dodge City LLC, Tommy's Car Wash, First Avenue Dental PA, ITC Great Plains LLC, Hinton Plumbing Service LLC, Medical Heights Dental Center PA, Dodge City Appliance and Furniture, and Dodge City Eye Care. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Julio Ramos back on the mound for the Hayes Larks, and airmails one over Ryan Buckley's head. Buckley 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Buckley unable to check his swing and takes strike number 1. Buckley with 2 runs on 4 hits for the season. He'll take that one. It's a high fly ball headed out into right field. It's playable, making a no catch. Oh, they say he did catch it. And that is out number 1. Brings in Cade Colbreth. He's 1 for 3. Flew out his last time up. Colbreth sends one high. It's headed towards left field. Playable and pulled down by Kreitzer for out number 2. Colbreth with 3 runs on 2 hits for the season. 2 away, and that brings in Kane Carlos. Carlos is 0 for 2 on the evening. Hit a line drive out right back at the pitcher his last time up. So the A's with 2 away quickly, and takes the first pitch high and inside for ball number 1. Carlos 4 runs on 2 hits. Sends one out into center field, and it is all 3 of the outfielders that collect the outs here in the bottom of the 8th. We're headed to the top of the 9th. It is a 4-4 ball game. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Welcome back in to Cavalier Field. Brady Kreitzer set to lead off. He will face Amari McGowan again. Kreitzer 1 for 2, high and tight inside for ball number 1. Kreitzer walked on his last time up. Is a 1-1 count to Kreitzer. McGowan delivers. It's high and inside again. 2 balls and 1 strike. That pitch is high and inside again. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Larks trying to get their leadoff runner aboard. That pitch low and outside and is a 5-pitch walk to the leadoff Kreitzer. Brings up Lane Sparks. Sparks 0 for 4, grounded out his last time up. Sparks shows bunt, pulls it back, pitch is delivered high for ball number 1. The A's do have a pitcher in the bullpen. We'll see if they elect to go here. It is a 1-0 count to Sparks. Throw back to first, not in time. Sparks shows bunt again. Throw down to second will be in time. And that erases the leadoff run. Frank Leo with the exact that you would think you would see after your leadoff runner gets on a walk. Not happy with things. And 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. That pitch gets out into center field.
Next up for the Larks, number 2, Trent Baker.
So the Larks have the go-ahead runner on again at first. Trent Baker now steps in. He's 1 for 4, singled his last time up. McGowan looking down, throws in. It's over Baker's head for ball number 1. Trent Baker, well, he played in multiple positions on Sunday, even pitched the final inning of the ball game. Throw over to first was not in time. We go back to work. It is a 1 ball, no strikes count to Baker. 1 on and 1 away for the Larks. McGowan yanks 1 outside. The snap throw to first, not inside, not in time. 2 balls, no strikes. The A's would like to get out of the inning with no damage done and try to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch, a fly ball headed out into center field. Pulling it down is Radcliffe for out number 2. Two away now for the Larks, and that brings in Lorenzo Rios. Rios was 1 for 3. Hit a line drive right back at Colbreth, his last time up. Runner goes. A throw down to second will not be in time. We're going to have a quick mound visit between Kevin Hammond and Amari McGowan. Hammond trying to make sure that Gowan just settles down. Throw good pitches. Throw strikes. So as many walks as the A's pitching staff issued on Monday night, there's been a much better performance here tonight on the mound for the pitching staff. We'll go back to work. It is a 1-0 count to Rios. Sparks now at second after the stolen base. A pitch misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Larks have out-hit the A's 11-5. Rios a swing and a miss, and that has him now in the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. There's 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the A's. They've stranded 6, 4 runs on 11 hits, and no errors. The Larks have stranded 7. Colbreth fields it. He'll take it himself, and that will end the inning as the Larks strand another one. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. The A's are going to try to walk it off. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Bottom of the 9th, Kevin Hammond leads off for your Dodge City A's. It is a tie ball game after the Larks come back from a 3-1 deficit. Actually, it was 4-1. Pitch called strike to Hammond. He's 0 for 2. He flew out his last time up. Hammond with 1 run and 2 hits on the season, fouls that one off. Down in the count, 0-2. Huff standing in the on-deck circle. No work in either bullpen right now. Hammond takes a pitch high and a little outside for ball 1. Swung on. It is a foul tip out. 1 away for the A's. Here comes Paxton Huff. Huff is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. The game against the Cannons on Monday evening, the A's were actually down 12-6, and they would get the tying run to the on-deck circle. Huff down in the count, 0-2. And he will go down on 3 straight pitches, and now that's 2 away. So that brings in Edward Gregory Jr. Jr. 1 for 2. He got caught swinging his last time up. So the Larks pitching staff has slowed this A's offense down as the A's have been held scoreless since the 5th. Swing and a miss by Gregory, and down in the count 0-1. Now, all of a sudden, now all the A's batters want to be the hero and send one over the wall. Gregory checks his swing. Called strike. Down in the count 0-2. Ramos back on the mound for the Larks. We might have bonus baseball. That pitch is a fly ball out into right field, and that will do it. And we are headed for bonus baseball. Top of the 10th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Caden Stewart takes over the mound as Jackson Babcock steps in, and if you ever wanted someone to step in, it would be this guy right here. 3 for 4 on the evening, hit a home run his last time up. And a backdoor bender misses for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch from Stewart. It's popped up the elevator chute. It's on the infield. Called for by Gregory Jr., and it will be So the leadoff runner aboard brings in Dylan LaRue, who was hit by pitch his last time up. Babcock gets a lead off at first. LaRue sends one. It's out towards left field. It's on the warning track. Kareem's off the wall, and that will put the go-ahead run, and they're sending it to third. So in with a triple is LaRue, and the A's now trail in this game 5-4. So after leading this game 4-1, the Larks have scored 4 unanswered so far in the ball game. Brings in Tabor Stokes. Stokes is 2 for 3, walked his last time up. Pitch over the head of Stokes is ball 1. Caden Stewart making his second appearance for the Dodge City A's. Last pitched against these Larks back on June the 4th. That was the exhibition or the non-league game. Went an inning and 2/3, allowing 2 hits, 1 run, walking 4 and striking out 2. It is a 1-1 count to Stokes. And a front door bender, and Stokes down in the count 1-2. 1 run in and a run on third with nobody out. One, 2 delivery from Stewart. Swung on and missed, and an important out number 1. All outs are important, but the A's needed that first out there. Brings in Mason Hamlin. Hamlin is 1 for 4, singled his last time up. The scoring offense for the Larks has all been in the middle of the order. Rios, Babcock, and LaRue doing the scoring for the Larks in this ball game. Down the count, 0-1 is Hamlin. Pitch inside, evens a count at 1 apiece. It's a 5-4 ball game, and we've gone to the top of the 10th. The A's have been held scoreless since the 5th. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. The Larks got their offense started in the 4th. It was 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th, and now 1 so far here in the top of the 10th. They lead at 5-4 as the pitch was fouled off, and down in the count, 1-2 is Hamlin. Hamlin comes up empty on the swing, and back-to-back strikeouts. The Larks down to their final out to try to add some insurance in this one. It'll be Ramos's game to close out as there's no one in the bullpen for the Larks. First pitch misses outside. It's ball 1. C.J. Reed 0 for 4, flew out his last time up. 2 groundouts and a strikeout as well in the ball game. 1-0 delivery coming. Bounces in front of Hammond, keeps it in front of him. It rolls up the third base line. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes, the count to Reed. Stewart delivers, and it's a strike on the outer edge. It's 3-1. Yeah, he's looking for that third out in the top of the 10th. Back-to-back strikeouts, but a run has scored. And another run is just 90 feet away for the Larks. Reed sends that one foul down the line, and it's run the count full. Payoff pitch coming. Stewart has his sign and comes set. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and Stewart strikes out the side. The Larks score 1. The A's need 1 to extend. 2 will walk it off. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Thank our single sponsors, David H. Snap, Robert L. White, John F. Wilkinson, Gail L. Osmus, Mead Lumber Company Incorporated, Best Water of Southwest Kansas, and Mr. G's Liquor, LLC. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Bottom of the 10th, and the A's need 1 to extend, 2 to walk it off, and Jacoby Radcliffe set to lead off for your A's. Radcliffe is 0 for 4. Went down swinging his last time up. Ramos delivers outside for ball number 1. He's thrown 30 pitches in the ball game. 20 have been in for strikes. 1-0 delivery. So he winds and fires outside, and it's called strike. Radcliffe not happy. He takes a step out of the box, walks away. We'll go back to work. The count even at 1 apiece. Radcliffe needed a moment to collect himself. Ramos steps on. Radcliffe sends that one foul. It's out of play over our heads, and he's down in the count 1-2. Ramos fires in, and he'll get the strikeout of Radcliffe as he'll strike out in back-to-back at-bats. 1 away, and that brings in Matt Perez. Perez grounded out his last time up. The A's are trying to not go 1-2-3. They've gone 1-2-3 for the last 3 innings. So the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the A's went down in order. Perez fouls it off for strike number 1. The A's had bases loaded back in the 4th and left them loaded. Only able to score 1 run, and it was the walk by Isaiah Velasco that came around to score. It is a 1-1 count to Perez. He sends one off the end of the bat, and it will go foul and out of play. Has Perez down in the count 1-2. Ramos looking out into the outfield and will step back on. Working from the first base side of the rubber. Has his sign and come set. Fires in, it's low and outside. Evens a count at 2 apiece. A's desperately trying to get something going here as Perez will go down on strikes, and that is out number 2. Ramos came in the 7th and quieted the A's.
Next, number 16,
and has struck out 6 batters in the process. He struck Radcliffe out twice. So that brings in Isaiah Velasco. He's 0 for 2, one of the strikeouts in his last at bat. Takes the first pitch outside. It is ball 1. The A's down to their final out, and they do not have the tying run aboard. Velasco sends one up. It's headed out towards left field, and it is playable. It will be the ball game as Kreitzer pulls it down. The A's fall to the Larks 5-4. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. We'll take a step aside, come back with your final game wrap-up. We'll be back after this. You've been listening to A's Baseball. The A's fall to the Larks 5-4. And fall in league play. They're now 1-2 overall in the league, 3-5 overall on the season, as this was the 8th game of the season for the Dodge City A's. They turn their sights trying to focus in on winning some games as they begin a 4-game stand with the Colorado Rough Riders starting tomorrow. Let's take a look at our final game numbers. Talk about our pitching. Aiden Ruiz gets a start tonight for the Dodge City A's. He goes 7 innings, strikes out 7, allowing 2 runs on 7 hits. He only walked 1 batter as well. It is Caden Stewart who will take the loss for the Dodge City A's. Julio Ramos picks up the win for the Hayes Larks. Talk about the offense for your A's. The A's would get their first run on in the first inning, as it would be a leadoff double by Edward Gregory Jr., and he would come around and then score on a wild pitch. The A's would have an opportunity in the third as they would get a runner on with Edward Gregory Jr. Again, he would draw the walk but be stranded at first. The A's would then in the fourth draw a walk to Isaiah Velasco, and then he would come around and score on the RBI double by Cade Colbreth. So we would have Colbreth, Carlos, and Hammond on, as it would go double, walk, and hit by pitch to load the bases, and then the Larks would get out of the inning. Then into the fifth, the A's would get another walk to Edward Gregory Jr. He would come around and score on the single by Matt Perez. Perez got on, and then he would be brought around and scored by an RBI single from Ryan Buckley. That would be all the offense the A's would get, as they fall 5-4 to the Larks. I am Justin Hergert, was alongside with Carson Rep and Jace Gifford assisting with the live stream. That'll do it tonight. The A's start a 4-game stand against the Colorado Rough Riders tomorrow, first pitch, 7 p.m. For the entire A's board and organization, we thank you for following along. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.